Well, I am listening to the advice of my best friend and documenting my struggles as I go through them. I am currently getting ready to, I'm in the cabin that they put me in after my stuff was stolen. Getting ready to take the bike in to a bike shop and do an assessment. I have to do the first steps, I guess. I have slightly organized things. We're starting to. Honestly, there's pictures of other stuff not organized, but trying to start to figure out what I do have and what I don't have. It looks really disheveled, obviously, because there's just no energy to deal with it yesterday. So, after I get done, figure out what I still need, just from the bike shop and the bike order. We'll come back here and try to pack things, and then know what I don't have at that point. But I've got the sleep system. Stefan says that's really needed for bike tours, bike, food, and shelter. So the rest is extras. So I have a bike, sleeping in the shelter still. Good food, I guess. So this is what I have right now. More videos, things like this. Toward friends. Thanks, friends. So, just watch a video I made this morning. Can't fucking stop crying all day long. Fucking to a weed store in Oklahoma. It's only medical here, and I fucking broke down and crying to the weed guy. Not to get him, he did make an exception to give me the weed without having a medical card, but I didn't start crying until after. At the end, he was like telling me that I wasn't putting nothing else on me than a banana. I was meant to meet to do today. You guys know, probably by now, whenever in this video, if this ever goes in, I like to keep our relationship with God private. Not because I'm ashamed of it, like some Peter, but because I feel like it pushes more people away than it brings to it when people try to share the light or whatever. The relationships between you and the universe. But it is definitely first time I broke down to a stranger in a long time. I gave my card to hope he follows, and I can reconnect with him. But I know I can get back up from this, just like everything else I can get back up from, and then I did. Like Paul said this morning, like I said in the podcast, explanation, all that was true. And all of that I did. I did a lot of baby steps then. Look how far I got. I could take more baby steps in this too. And there's nothing compared to it. It doesn't feel like nothing, but I know it is. I know it will be a blip eventually. It's brutal to go through these 2 thefts. It's just been a brutal part of the trip. It was going incredibly well the entire time until the state of Oklahoma. I know everything's in its right place, even the strife. I know I can do this. Just like I can do anything, because I'm a human. That means I can do anything. I fucking will. I will put the fucking front tire in the Pacific Ocean. Finish my friends. That was all of my friends that I should see. Twitter friends. Thanks, friends. So, I'm making a video. I can't believe I am in a towel, but I did start this whole thing off taking a video of how fat I was, and not to like shame anybody or glorify myself or anything, but I definitely was talking to Paul today, and he's talking about the amount of baby steps that I took, and all the like darkness that I climbed out of, and a lot of things like, and it definitely was true and resonated. And I don't know, it's just crazy what I've come to. Like, I was so out of shape, and I have done a lot, and I have come a long way, and I made it this far. And like, I know, so the crying video that I made earlier today was super cathartic, and God, just so much emotion and anxiety and stress for nearly the whole time I've been in Oklahoma, but 3 weeks at least, whatever, I don't know, I can't count it up too long. And I made some baby steps today. I went to a bike shop, and they were amazing. Fat Tire bike shop, the southern one, or the middle one, not the north one. Because just it was closer, I got offered to get a ride to it, since my bike wasn't rideable on the way. So yeah, so I chose to go to like the closest one, and went to Fat Tire, and they were amazing, and they put me right in and did a bunch of work, and $214 later, my bike is like rideable now. It's not rideable at night, it doesn't have flights, it's not loadable at all, it doesn't have any brackets or any kind of fucking a lot of other stuff that I ordered today also. Another $366 of parts that hopefully gets here December 22nd. hopefully before the holiday, and then doesn't have mail issues, but of course it will. And it's the holidays and blah, blah, blah. And by fucking Oklahoma luck. But, so then they just like jumped the line and put my stuff right in there, in like, they had mechanics, like, mechanic rack, and like, super awesome. Like, very understanding and very accommodating and very empathetic and sympathetic. But they told me once I'm out of Oklahoma, I'm in the clear, but unfortunately it is meth territory at an ungodly rate. And sad. And definitely self-medication of undiagnosed mental illness without a support system, similar to where my darkness came from anyway. So like I certainly have some empathy and stuff, but it is so hard to like have sympathy, and I'm trying, but I'm a human, I'm failing at some points. But anyway, super fucking long ramble video. I'm sure you're used to this. It's gonna be a great edit. So I got a haircut while I was killing that few hours while they were immediately putting my bike in. I was offered a ride back to this cabin in this trailer park, but of course if it was just a couple miles or a couple hours, I was gonna wait and get my bike and ride it home the 11 miles. So I went and got a haircut. Shout out to JLB1, a barber who taught me my social skills, and that's why I tell 20-minute stories. Blame him, he's dead. I went and got my haircut, and it's a good start to refreshing things and taking a new step. I needed a haircut for a long time, and I've been planning on taking one in this time I was killing here anyway, but there was one right next to that Fat Tire Bike Shop. I got my haircut. A woman was really awesome. And then, yeah. Then I went and got some weed. Much needed, legal in Oklahoma. Cover your ears, kids. And then I went and did an errand for a friend whose brother was in jail. Shouldn't speak of the deeds you do, but I took a Uber to Guthrie, Oklahoma today because I couldn't ride my bike without lights. It wasn't safe. Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, I can go. It is only, whatever, a few miles, or 20 or 30 miles away, but I'm going to have to take an Uber, and that's probably not going to be cheap, and blah, 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 but I'll do all these things, but, as long as you're okay with paying for it, sure. So I went to go do that. It failed because I'm out of state. They won't let me sign a bond for somebody because they can't come after me if he doesn't show up for court. I didn't know any of these things. I never tried to bail anybody out. As much as you friends are seedy, some of you out there, and have needed to be bailed out. I wasn't the one doing the transaction. I was the one going to raise the money with other people and telling them to get you out. I was good at that part, I guess. I don't know. You got out, didn't you? Anyway, yeah, so I got my haircut, I got my bike back into slightly working order. This place is still a mess. I have, of course, some pink bar tape, because everything pink. The seat is refitted and positioned and not in a gangster lane. There are still no brackets holding that on, so that's nearly worthless, and I'll have to get another one of those, I think, because those brackets are impossible to get. Well, I called a bunch. Still need to call Top Peak and see if I can get it from them. Whatever, we're on our way. We're making fucking steps. And it begins sometimes with simple things like a fucking haircut and a good cry and some friends. For sure, and family. So thankful for you guys. Sorry for the rambling, crazy drama. There must be so much more of stuff, but I can handle it, and I'm going to handle it, and the Tour de Friends will continue, and it will be glorious. And this will just be a little blip, as you all are reminding me, and I'm starting to get past, so anyway, I think I'm gonna call this Tour de Friends Ingenue Volume 3, as it is a new chapter. The last one was when I broke my back from Volume 1 to Volume 2 and had to retrain up from like down to 45 miles, back up to 100 miles, 3 days in a row before I let myself go on the trip. And then, so that was Volume 2, Ingenue Volume 2, and now this time it is the bike that's being rebuilt and not me. But Angie is just as important. She's, I still got her. I got her back. She's, it's a different frame. You know, she's had some surgery. She had some work done in Atlanta. We don't talk about that too often. But, she's still here. She still gets to drink. Still got the tires. She's gonna taste that Pacific. So, longest sign off ever. End of day 2 after Theft 2. Port of Friends.